Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Make sure everything is clean here. Check. 1 2. Another week. Vader Games in the building. This is Vader Games TV. Another episode of Why Always Me. And because it is Why Always Me, let's do this properly. There we go. First things first, my peoples come first. And my peoples are getting shouted out right from the jump. Dan, hi, what it do? First in the building. Thank you so much. Daniel in the building. Big up. The Mancunian way. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing the support. And thanks for dropping a comment. You guys know how much it means. This week, oh man. It's gonna be a quick show. And I know I say that all the time, but it has to be a quick show because I do have a tight cutoff. Half past. I gotta go pick up my daughter from acro gymnastics. So we're gonna get into it. We are getting into it. Like always, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, share it. If you're returning, do the same thing. And if you don't have a chance to actually watch this live, if you're watching it on the playback, please hit me up with a comment. Things that I've discussed, things that you want me to touch on in the future, let me know. I read every comment, I respond, and I would love the feedback to improve the show moving forward. All right? We are going to get into it, and you see the topics right here. You see what we're going to get into. City fan, obviously. Why Always Me? We're going to kick it off. Episode 41. Let's get into it. Vader Games. And officially, before we actually kick off the episode, what was I thinking? You know what we got to do? We got to run the intro. All right. Okay. What's up? City 3, Newcastle 3. Didn't expect it. Did not expect that result. I was nervous about it. I had the pleasure of joining a Newcastle channel. They brought me onto the stream. We talked about the preview. And for whatever reason, I told them on the stream that I kept closing my eyes, picturing the match. And Saint Maximin was, I always saw him assisting or scoring every time. I hate that I saw that. I hate it. It's like I'm a prophet or I can see the future. I hate that I saw that. Man had a game. Man had a really good game. But this Newcastle match was a really good test. Much needed. No disrespect to our matches earlier, West Ham, Bournemouth. But this one definitely was going to be the toughest match of the season. And there's a lot to talk about with this one. There is. Let me first say that the lineup that was used for myself, I wasn't surprised at. It wasn't glaring like, well, what is Pep doing? Foden, Haaland, no surprises there. The midfield with Gundogan, KDB, Rodri, no surprises. Even defensively, the fact that Stones started, it wasn't a oh my gosh, what's going on here? I will say this though, it was a surprise to see Bernardo Silva out there on that right wing. It was surprising. We've all grown accustomed to him being in the midfield, but Gundogan in the performance that he's showing, he hasn't shown to be dropped. So Bernardo getting that play out there was a surprise. How the team played, how the team started, quality, mint, aggressive, obviously had the game plan tactics, were attacking Newcastle the way they needed to be attacked. And you could clearly see that there was an approach. And typical City way. What was it, 5 minutes into the match? We scored. I think it was that early. And who is sparking the first goal of the game, right? For 2 weeks in a row to kick off the scoring, Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan. Man is looking really good. He's up for it. Scored. Beautiful. No complaints with him. No complaints. Offensively, even with what he's doing defensively, getting back and his movement, no problems there. But even though we scored first, fast forward, we've all heard it. Everyone's done a breakdown. I'm sure you guys have seen the breakdown. You girls have seen the breakdown. But we go down 3-1. We actually go down to the point where it's like, this guy's going to have to show some fight, some resilience. And I think that the approach that was taken against us was bang on. Okay, it was bang on. And you see the topics, right? The fact that we took those inverted fullbacks to this being the third match of the season, I did have my questions about it, but at the same time, I thought, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Typical Pep, he's going to do it until you show that you can counter it. He's going to continue to pose this problem with managers to see what they come up with to try to counter-react it. And all credit to Eddie Howe. Man had an approach. Man had the tactics that he wanted to line up and to attack City on, and it made for a long day. But the inverted fullbacks, I think, are going to. I think they're not going away. They're definitely not going away. But I think tactically, in terms of how long they remain in the game, in terms of like an offensive approach, may change out. Let me go to these comments real quick, and I'll get back into these topics. Dudley, what it do? Hi, my guy. We did need it. McLovin, send in the love. That's why your name's McLovin, my guy. Silky Ilky, 100%. We needed those goals from him, man. He's opening up the scoring early. I love that about City, and I love that about Gundogan. And it was the result, man. The result. But the draw's not so bad. Inverted fullbacks, I'm not saying they got figured out, but in terms of how to attack them, how it showed a game plan. And I want to say this. Overall, I'm going to get into it with regards to the show. But this weekend, if we want to kind of like title this weekend in a sense, or week 3, we have to say Pep, Klopp, Tuchel got it wrong this week. All 3 managers got it wrong this week. One of the 2 not so wrong as the others, but they did get it wrong. And Howe knew how to attack City. I hope you guys like that. If you're watching this on the replay, hit a like button. Come on, look at the wordplay. You see what's happening there. And if you're watching live, hit with a like. You know what I mean? Hit with a like on this one. But Howe knew how to attack City. And with the inverted fullbacks and again with Maximin doing his thing and Wilson, those guys were proper threats. And I pointed this out, I think, on maybe it was True City Fan Patrick's recap. The fact that we had the inverted fullbacks, and obviously more so Walker, I'm going to deal with Walker being inside the pitch and up in the attacking position, Maximin could kind of like drift and fall into gaps where it would make it cause stress. It caused stress on Walker's end, because not only does Walker now have to race back to match the level of where Maximin is, but if Maximin has a head of speed, Walker's racing back there as well. So it tactically made a lot of sense. I like how Howe did it. I like how he did that. And like I'd mentioned before, in terms of like wanting to see what teams do against us, it was a good setup. Big Morgan in the building. What it do, Mancunian way goes, sorry I had to nip and shop, and I'm back listening in. Okay, no worries, man. No worries. Thank you so much for tuning in. Vader learning Mancunian humor. I like it. Oh, there we go. I'm getting there, my guy. I'm getting there. Do you think we should have dropped inverted fullbacks for a while? I don't think it should be dropped, Big Morgan, but I definitely think, like what Pep does in the flow of the match, he needs to execute the next plan. He needs to throw out those instructions. And I think part of it was he was like, he wanted to see how the players would figure it out themselves. But definitely that second half, he reverted back. He's like, okay, you know what, Walker, you stay and support the defense a little more with the traditional back three, him, Stones, and, well, Ake had to get subbed off because of injury with Diaz, and he let Cancelo play that inverted fullback role. I actually thought that he would have kept a little bit of that form that he was doing with the inverted fullbacks and possibly push up Stones, more comfortable with the ball at foot, and him and Cancelo could kind of be in those gaps in a way, and Diaz and Walker could anchor the defense back, and then obviously you had the jets of Walker to be back there. But Wilson's got some speed too, and he was putting some pressure on Diaz. But all in all, it was a really, really good match, really good chess match. The fact that our players came back from being 3-1 down showed a lot of fight, much needed in this season for this season, because this learning, this trust amongst the players is going to be needed going forward. And I think a draw at the end of the day, we can't be too upset about. Can't be too upset about a draw. Let's be real. There's never the expectation that we were going to go through this season winning every game. Going to Newcastle, Martin kind of teased me a little bit about the Newcastle atmosphere and how overwhelming or loud or imposing it could be. But I definitely think that it played an effect. Newcastle were definitely up for the fight, and the players played for the fans and the crowd. City battled back. I thought that we would have won that match. So at halftime, I jumped in a space. We were only down 2-1, and I jumped in a space and I talked about how we could get back into it. And I said I could see City winning, but I never envisioned that we would give up another goal. And the fact that we did give up that goal, going down 3-1, that deficit was going to be hard to overcome. But that draw and the fight, I absolutely loved it. Now, I need to be 2 weeks in a row. I need to be critical about our players. I know it's not to happen overnight, but I need those passes in the middle to happen a lot more frequently. I need those passes in the middle to happen like it's instinctful, like there's no thinking involved. I'm not going to kill Foden. I'm not. And I didn't kill him last week. And I backed him. I said he's going to learn from his mistakes. What does he do? Oh, what does he do? I said he's going to learn from his mistakes. What does he do this week against Newcastle? I know that pass would have been harder to pull off. It wasn't as clear cut as last week. But he's got to look for it. Yeah, he has to look for it. He's not the only one at fault. KDB had an opportunity to look for Haaland. Sorry, he had to look for that. So we just need to be a lot more consistent. And I say that because when you looked at Newcastle and you looked at what St. Maximin was doing on that left side, the man was dancing. The man was getting ahead of his defender, and this is Walker, right? And sometimes, depending on how the matchup was, those Stones. But he was able to get past, get into that 18, and what did he look to do? He wasn't always looking to shoot because his strong foot is his right, all fairness. But even with his left foot, the man was cutting those passes back. He was cutting those passes back. And you see one of those topics I have right there. Spam cut back passes. I want to see that. Maximin was cutting those passes in the 6-yard box. They were dangerous. Every time it happened, I was like, oh, crap. We cleared it. We blocked it if a shot was going off. Sometimes their own shots, Newcastle shots, were going wide or high over the net. But we need to do that. We have Haaland in the middle. If he's not going to get on that, our midfielders, Gundogan or KDB, are going to be in that space. We need to do that. I can't stress it enough. We need to do that. We need to be spamming cutback passes the way we've been accused of spamming crosses. You know what I mean? We need to get into that. Let me go to these comments. Big Morgan goes, it was great entertainment. 100%. 100%. The fact that we scored early, the fact that we went down, and Newcastle 2-1, even the goals that they scored, great match. Great match. I'm not going to criticize the entertainment value or levels of that match. Never. Yeah, it's good. Sometimes it's good stress. You know what I mean? Dudley goes, a good fitness test. Yeah, that's another thing. And it was a good fitness test also because of how Pep chose to sub or not sub the players. I think it was a good test of the players and their fitness and their ability and their endurance for that match. Big Morgan goes, Foden. All right. Foden, you got to do it, man. You have to show the difference next time you're on that pitch with regards to looking for it. We know you have that tight angle. We know you have that angle to be able to score off of that side. You've done it before. You've done it in big matches. You've done it against Liverpool, against one of the best keepers in the world. We know you can do it. But there's an easier thing to do. And when you start doing it, guess what? They start defending you for the cutback, which leads you to get back to those shots that you can maybe take on those angles. Needs to happen, man. It needs to happen. 100%. So not only with the spam crosses, spam cutback passes, we just have to look for the guy in the middle, man. We have to look for him. He's deadly. And let's look at the scores this week, right? Gundo, 5 minutes into this match. 5 minutes into this match, he scores. Kicks off the scoring, right? Haaland, another game, another goal. This is the third week. Our striker, Haaland, has 3 goals, 1 assist, I believe. 3 goals, 1 assist. Everyone, fam, friends, new to the channel, hit that like button. Comment like you are doing. Share with friends that you know would love this content and want to interact live. If they want to watch it on the rerun, share it as well. Now, Haaland's doing his thing. At the start of this season, we did a breakdown of the amount of goals that we did last year. 99 goals. We scored 99 goals by committee last year. Players obviously left, right? Sterling, Jesus accounted for, I think they accounted for 20 goals between the two of them. I think Sterling 13 EPL goals, 13, and I think Jesus was 7 or 8. I'm going to bring back the chart. We are going to have the chart talk every week, and I'm just going to place who scores and what. We're going to have our own tally to see how things are progressing. But our striker, 51, cost us 51. Man's already got 3 goals in 3 weeks, 3 goals in 3 games. Love it. Love to see it. His first start this season, obviously he's been subbed on the last 2 games, but this game he started, and what did he do? He delivered a goal. And how did he deliver that goal? From a fantastic no-look, only person with that touch in the world, KDB, gave him that pass. Bernardo did not disappoint. He scored that goal. It was absolutely amazing. Those 3 goals, great. 2 goals were part of that comeback to bring it to 3-3. Better than a loss. Okay, better than a loss, especially how much we were enjoying last week with our rivals losing, and obviously the results of this week. Vader games. Let me go to these comments real quick. The Mancunian way goes, can't comment for a while as driving, mate, but I'm listening. P.S. We'll DM you later, mate, about a preview this week. No worries, I got you. And Martin had to say that because I kind of put him on the spot talking about the Newcastle atmosphere, and he's made it clear he can't comment back. Don't hold it against him. But we're definitely going to talk later in the week. And if you haven't subscribed to his channel, The Mancunian Way, definitely do so. In addition to that, the family, True City Fan, Patrick, subscribe to that channel. If you know what, check out my Twitter account. What's pinned is the @ for True City Fan Patrick, as well as Carl at Pitch Points. But there's a new show that Patrick's also kicking off called Football and Chills. Check it out. Support, subscribe, and do the damn thing over there. Okay. Let's get into it. Chelsea, Tuchel, and Mendy. Ay. I'd be lying if I said I expected that result. I'm not even going to deal with it too much, but Leeds put a slapping on these guys. Spoiler alert for you Chelsea fans that are watching. Now's the time that you may want to not listen. Don't get triggered. I'll wave my hands when it's safe to unmute or bring the sound back to listen to the show so you don't get triggered. But Chelsea are looking bad right now. They're looking like they don't have an identity, right? So I shouldn't say bad. It's 3 weeks into the season, but they look like they don't have an identity. Tuchel wanted to strengthen his defense with some of the exits that happened last season. He looked to do that. And obviously it's not to neglect or not focus offensively, but what he's acquired isn't gelling right now. And a lot of it isn't gelling because I don't think that they have the right focal point at striker that they need. It doesn't have to be world-class, prolific. Everything that goes in there is going to result in a big chance or goal. But they do need someone central. Rumors have it that Aubameyang is going to go there. If that is the case, I think it'll be a positive thing for Chelsea. But right now, the way they got banged up by Leeds, it's a problem. I think Tuchel he doesn't have them set up for success, in my opinion. I don't think that they're creating enough chances. I don't think the football is fluid enough. It's not smooth. And you might think that I'm being overly harsh, but I don't think that's the strength of Tuchel. I don't think quick flowing, aggressive, assertive, offensive football is his thing. And I think it also speaks to why he was prioritizing the defense and some of the acquisition that first happened over at Chelsea. He needs to right the ship because it's going to be long. I've talked about this season being a turf war in London. It is going to be a turf war in London. Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, they're all battling. Put in West Ham in there. They're going to be fighting. I need to see a few more games. Fulham might be a thing as well. London is going to be deadly. Tuchel needs to fix that. Mendy, you're being looked at. You're being looked at. We're seeing too much of a similar pattern with what you're doing when the ball's to foot. I don't know what it is. You get anxious. Is it anxiety? Is it confusion? Are the players not showing for you to be able to lay off these passes? I don't know what it is. I'm not going to break it down. Talk to Chelsea fans to find out why. But you're being looked at. You don't seem to have the composure needed to properly play with the ball to foot, and you're creating problems. We've seen keepers like this do this in the past. Alisson has had some hiccups over at Liverpool, creating opportunities for the opposing team and bringing on threats. We've seen this with De Gea at United. Fix up, or it's going to be long, Mendy. It's going to be long. And the fact that you showed this the third game into the season, best believe that other teams are going to press you like that. They're going to be sending players at you. So you make sure you're ready for it. Big Morgan goes, Ted Lasso done good. Hey, Ted Lasso did do good. He did do good. And the way he has them playing right now, they're, what are they, third in the league? I know it's early. But they're up there. And that just invites excitement and confidence. Leeds is looking nice. Vader games. Okay. We got to talk about it. Oh, my bad. I forgot to wave my hands to Chelsea fans. You can turn the volume back up. But now this is a spoiler alert. This is a spoiler alert. Liverpool fans, you might want to turn the volume down. Mute me so you don't get triggered. United, they needed a result. Started the season 2 losses. Bad losses. Brighton, Brentford, 4-0 to... No. They needed this. They absolutely needed this. And they needed this against Liverpool because in the social universe, the YouTube and the Twitterverse and Instagrams and TikToks, it would have been long. It would have been real long to lose to Liverpool and to get slapped up to Liverpool the way things happened last season. But United had the perfect club result for them. Not for me. I would have loved to draw, but they had the perfect result for them. Okay? And I'm gonna give props. I have to give props to the United manager, Erik ten Hag, because what he did showed bravery. What he did showed confidence in himself, as well as the players that he entrusted to be on the pitch. The man dropped Ronaldo, who played the previous week. The man dropped Maguire. The man dropped Shaw. He had his tactics. He had his plan on how he wanted to attack Liverpool. And I said this before. Again, it's still spoiler alert. I said this before to Liverpool fans. You guys should be concerned because of what happened the week before. What happened the week before against Crystal Palace needs to bring some concern, right? Because obviously Patrick Vieira had a plan, knew where he wanted to attack Liverpool, and in some way had it. I'm not going to say a blueprint. I'm not going to say a template, but he said, "Hey, here's something that you could look to attack Liverpool with." Right? Zaha and Eze, dangerous, and very focused attack. You know what I'm saying? So that was a reason for concern. And I asked United fans, do you have quality to match Crystal Palace? Is Crystal Palace's talent, starting 11, bench, are they better than United? Every United fan to a man said no. So if that's the case, if you have quality to equal or better Crystal Palace, then now my focus is on Erik ten Hag. Ten Hag, can you set these guys up to attack Liverpool the same way Patrick Vieira did? Can you set, not exactly the same way, but can you set them up to attack? Can you exploit some of the weaknesses that Liverpool have based off of their traditional 11 or based off of the injuries and the players that they're going to start? That's what I was looking for. And I have to give credit to Ten Hag. I have to. The man had a plan. He dropped big egos, big names, or he dropped them based off of who he knew he could trust to do his tactics. Once he did that, game on. I'm not going to lie to you, did not expect a win. Even with seeing the lineup, did not expect a win. But the fact that they had a win, huge. Huge for United. Let me go to the comments real quick. Yo, big up, Vader. D, my guy. Ali in the building. We meet again. Oh, they meet up again. Yes, Ali, the convo's happening in the chat. I love it. This is what is so amazing about the league and about what happens with regards to YouTube as well. We're able to make friends all over the place and talk football. But I have to give props to United. Not only the manager, but the players. I think there's a confidence here that should be acquired. Keep an eye out. I'm not going to say that they're going to be world beaters or anything like that, but they needed this result. I'm not. Oh, let me wave my hands. Liverpool fans, you can come back. Spoiler alert, United fans. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna make a spoiler alert graphic, so you know. I'm gonna work on that. Spoiler alert for United fans. Don't take this the wrong way. But those of you that aren't happy with the Glazers, those of you that aren't happy with the owners and what's been taking place, if you still want those owners out, you have to remain diligent. You can't chill. You can't calm down now that you have Casemiro new to United. You can't calm down now that you have this win against Liverpool. You can. Okay, I know I've accused United fans of being pacified by shiny new things, by the player, the Glazers being so smart, they play you guys like a fiddle. For those of you that still want the owners out, you got to remain resilient. All right, spoiler alert's over. Spoiler alert's over. United fans, come back to the show.
Vader games.
Okay. Liverpool cracks. Cracks are showing in the club. Cracks are showing with the fans. The cracks that are showing with the club is before this season even kicked off, transfer window, many fans, whether they're top Reds, true Reds, whether they're considered plastics, whatever they want, I don't know, fan base want to label. This little civil war that happens with the fan base happens everywhere, so it's not like I'm slighting Liverpool. But a lot of talk was they needed a midfielder. They needed a midfielder because of the injury prone that tends to happen within Liverpool. That's another story, all right? That's another story. When I want to throw smoke, when I want to throw shade, when I want to do the whole banter thing and talk about inhalers and what that may have an effect on the body and things, I'll do that for another show. I'm not going to do that here. But for whatever reason, Liverpool players tend to have midfielders in particular who run the most tend to have a tendency of getting injured at Liverpool. So the fans wanted strengthening. They want to strengthen that midfield. Didn't happen. Injuries happened. They looked like they knew what they were talking about. Naby Keita, from what I understand, wants out. So now that he wants out, they now need two midfielders, if I were to understand it. 1 + 1 = 2. There's cracks happening within Liverpool, and its squad, its players moving forward. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I don't know what the timeline is for some of these injuries and players coming back, but not looking good. No wins to start this season. It's not the end of the world. We know they can go on a run, but it is concerning because they look at City as the club that they can't give too much of a gap to. However, why would that be the case? Apparently, they came back from 12 points last season, so they should be concerned right now. But the fan base now, and the beauty about this show, okay, if you're new to this channel, hit that follow button, all right? If you see the comments, you like how the show's styled. If you see the shirt, haters welcome, you like whatever it is. If there's anything, if there's one thing that makes you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, share it, and let's go from there. Now, the fan base and the beauty about this show and the fact that I'm able to do this once a week and I'm able to document what I say is I got the previous shows to go back and reference. I've said this for a while because I saw it. If you happen to be on this earth as long as I have, if you look really close, you can see the platinums are starting to come in. The stress of last season forced a lot of it out, but wisdom. There's wisdom. And I've seen the treatment of Arsene Wenger and what he had to do in terms of making sure that the club was successful, as well as managing the available funds that was given to him to succeed. Okay? And I've seen how it was misconstrued on what his ambitions were, what he truly his true love for the club, whether he was just there to cash a check. I've seen all of that, all of the negative talk for a man that was so great as a manager for their club. I see the similarities happening at Liverpool. And I've said go back my show, and I hear my show getting remixed today. No credit, but I hear things being remixed. Arsene Wenger, Klopp is Arsene Wenger 2.0. I'm hearing that now. He can't be. Liverpool fans, you cannot treat Klopp the way Arsenal treated Wenger. Don't go that route. Trust, Don't go that route. Man's been successful. The man is obviously managing owners as well as the club to remain and be successful competitors and in the mix. These cracks that are starting to show themselves need to be fixed early, and if they don't, it's going to be a problem. Those fans, some of those fans with the loudest voices, calm down a little bit. Recognize the landscape and what this manager has to deal with and has been dealing with from the very beginning. Put that in perspective. That's all I'm going to say, because after this, no holds barred. No holds barred. All right? And I'm going to have the spoiler graphic moving forward so you guys know when I'm about to kill your club, verbally, and not. All right. Let me go to these comments. Dudley goes, they want Bellingham and Klopp waiting for him to fix the midfield, but he's coming to Manchester City. Hey, Dudley, I should have read that first. You're being nasty right now. Liverpool did say a lot with regards to Bellingham. Jude's going to be nice. I know some people have their doubts with regards to how nice he can be. Young, and I think he can still has tons to learn and to develop. But he's a good prospect. The fact that they're waiting could be concerning. Competition is going to happen 100%, right? City possibly, realistically, could be in that mix. The fact that Gundogan getting older, the fact that if there is no contract extension for Bernardo, business-wise, wages-wise, he may be going as well. There needs to be a replacement. I myself has started to record Dortmund games, so I'm doing my homework right now. Martin goes, I'm back. Thank you for being back, my guy. Thanks for tuning in. And we got Edison. Hey, Edison in the building. What's up, my guy? Thanks for tuning in. So these Liverpool cracks that we're seeing, I'm telling you, chill out with it. And and moving forward, I'm not seeing it now. And I pray I don't see it. I pray I don't see it, because I don't want to see anything remotely close to this in my fan base. I don't want to see anything remotely close to what I'm seeing and hearing now with Klopp and this difficult season in my fan base. All right? Vader games. Whew, okay. Bonus topic here. Are we prepared for Patrick Vieira and as in Zaha? That's who we play next. The way we played against Newcastle, we can't take the same approach. Can't have the inverted fullbacks like Big Morgan said. I think Dudley as well. Daniel and Dennis. I don't think we can do it again. We can't go a fourth week and have Patrick Vieira see that pattern. Are we prepared? I don't know. I'm excited to talk about how we may line up to play against them. But dangerous, and we need to bounce back. We're gonna have to bounce back with a win, right? We have to bounce back with a win, because another draw or a loss, I don't want to think about it right now. Liverpool cracks should continue and become big holes. Hey, not mad at that. I'm just sharing some advice. I don't like to see part of the description. I don't want to see a Arsenal fan TV manager out toxic type banter. It wasn't a good look. It was not a good look. Edison goes, is 2022-2023 season a season of changes? We see Arsenal, Tottenham on the top. Great question, Edison. I think this season actually speaks to how open the competition is going to be amongst the teams. Like we say this all the time as City fans in the EPL that this is the best league because of the competition. I have to agree, especially this season. I have to agree this season because there's no looking at a fixture list and being like, oh, check, that's a win. I don't think we can do that, especially this year. The way the teams have strengthened and Arsenal look really good. They look really good, and I'm going to talk about it on the last topic. But yeah, Big Morgan goes, no, we are not ready. Drop Cancelo. Woo! Drop Cancelo for no, really. I have to disagree with that, Big Morgan. But we're gonna have to I hit the microphone. We're gonna have to talk about that on a preview show. 100%. 100%. Crystal Palace is always a close one, considering they are on a good run. They are on a very good run, and it's man. I didn't mean to get too far. I'm posing the question, prepared, and you guys kind of agree with me. We aren't prepared for Crystal Palace right now. We aren't right now. Oh, how many of you are going to be watching this charity match with Barcelona? Let me know. Can I give a cheeky plug? Absolutely. Mancunian way, and I said this, maybe you weren't on the stream at the time, Mancunian. Martin, absolutely. I plugged your show with for everyone to tune in and subscribe, but if there's something specific that you want to big up with your upcoming show this week, please feel free. I'll make sure to share it. Dudley, I was watching Liverpool Fans, and that's what they are saying. Hey, some fans are actually Klopp out already. What the heck is going on over there? He is a very, very good manager. He's up against a better manager that's tough, but he's a very good manager. And I don't want to come on here having any apologies or putting in things in perspective for Liverpool. Not today. I may do that on another show. I'm not doing that today. Let me go to these comments. Mankini Wago. If you want more Vader, and why wouldn't you? Please subscribe to the Mankini Way. Thanks. Apologies for the plug. Nah, Martin, you're good. Always feel free. Clever plugs, I'll post. I will post. Don't take this game at weekend easy. We got beat last season. Remember, we did get beat. We got beat last season. We drew, and Pep made no subs. I remember that. It's going to be tense. It's going to be tense. Big Morgan goes, Arsenal will finish out of the top 5. They fade. That's a shout. I don't agree with you, Big Morgan, but that's a shout. I think the fact that they finished 5th last season is why they're going to better that finish. How much better? I don't know. Edison, I hear Klopp out chants. Yeah. The chants are getting loud. How do you not? I'm gonna end up doing it. And you know what? Actually, no, I can't. This chat is amazing, but I told myself, because I do have a hard stop. I got to pick up my daughter from acro and gymnastics. I'm watching the charity match. Yep, me too, my guy. If I find it, I'll watch. Yo, trust me, Big Morgan, I think we're going to have to talk about it, because I'm excited to see the youngsters play. I really want to see the youngsters play on it. It is on City Plus. If you subscribe, definitely check that out. Mancunian goes, we sadly will get some fans who don't. That comes with the territory, sadly. But I like to think our fan base is more mature than that, and we stick together, our club, through thick and thin. 100%. We can't help how the fan base grows and who comes in and their different perspectives and approaches. But I do feel that our fan base does have, we do have that difference. We do have that that difference, and I don't think we'll go the route of some of our rivals. Big Morgan on my level with Cancelo. Ooh, okay, combo preview. We will talk about it. Pep out, only joking, Martin. Yeah, you better be. Yep. All right, Mancini away goes. Palace preview tomorrow evening live. Hopefully Vader can join. I will do my best to join that preview because that is going to be an amazing combo. So tune into the Mancunian way. The beauty about it, and those of you tuned in, those of you watching on the playback, if you're able to support my channel, Martin's True City Fan, Football and Chill, Pitch Points, there's love there. There's love, and we all bring a different perspective. You can get your different content from all different channels. What we all can try and do, and this is maybe to talk about offline, is how we may want to designate times and days of the week so that we complement each other. I think that's something we can actually be a lot more proactive on. But definitely tune into all of our channels, live or on recording. The love is appreciated. Drop Cancelo and the from the Colin Bell stand. Stop it. All right, now let me say this. Last topic of the day. Let's hit the transition.
Vader games.
Arsenal are top of the league. Okay, I'm not going to spend much time on this, but they are top of the league, and this is what I want to point out because it's funny when players that are on your team, rivals, neutrals, don't have much good things to say. Once they happen to go somewhere else, obviously the team that they're on, that fan base is going to now suddenly see how great these players are, and neutrals as well. But I want to point this out. Zinchenko and Jesus have always been the players that they are. But in the system that is City, they're in an orchestra. Okay, they're in an orchestra. Pep is the maestro, and Pep has a specific timing, specific notes, and how things are to be played, to use that analogy. When they move on, like Jesus, like Zinchenko, maybe it's no longer an orchestra. Now it's a jazz band. There's a little more freedom. There's flexibility on when you play the note, how loud you play the note, how soft you play the note, whether you want to freestyle a little bit and add some things. That's what you're now seeing. The players have always had that ability, but it's now a different system. Much credit to what you're seeing over there at Arsenal. The fact that they've made them such a different team in terms of what they do offensively as well as defensively. But the control that you're seeing from those two players on that Arsenal team is excellent. It's 100% an excellent thing to see. City never get credit for those players while at our club. Not that they're over there, they're doing their thing. But they're shining. They're playing really well. Jesus is on fire. That ability has always been there, but he's been asked to do different things. And fair to him. Whether Arsenal remains at the top, I like the fact that we are now chasing them. We're chasing Arsenal. It's good for the league. It's wide open. I think there's other teams that are going to be in this mix with regards to this top four. So sit back, enjoy. Let the Arsenal fans go crazy. Let them talk about this league is theirs. Let them do that. I'm working on my spoiler alert so I can address them properly. And I don't want anyone tuned in to get too upset when I do go in with some of these teams. So I'm going to have the spoiler alert. It's going to be nice and cool. Let me go to these comments before we close this out. Edison goes, your thoughts on Chelsea buying? Whoa, what? Chelsea's not buying Leao from Milan. 150? Nah, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. But if they did, baller. You know, Edison, I know he can ball. You know that. Mancunian Way goes, oh, Big Morgan coming in with fire. Chelsea will be screwed come UEFA rules. They are way over, around 110 over revenue. Ooh, but that takes effect next season, if I understand. So maybe they're taking their chances this season. Yep, Martin Arsenal have broken FFP as well. Yep, we're going to have to get into that. PSG, Roma, and a few others. People in glass houses, all springs to mind. Yep, don't throw stones. Now, Arsenal top of the league. See if they can continue that. We've got a big match with regards to Crystal Palace. You know what happens, viewers. Every week I try to do a show. I hope you enjoyed this one. Vader Games TV, Why Always Me, episode 41. I'm so thankful that you were able to tune in and check out the show. Fan requested, and I have to give the fans what they want. This week, the shoe reveal. And I said, share this channel, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, no lie, I'm going to be able to have a shoe giveaway regularly. My plug has come in and said he can make that happen. So I'm going to make that happen for you guys, for everyone that's supported. And I'm going to find a proper system. I'm going to find a way maybe to reward those that are, I guess, mostly in the comments. I think there's a bot that actually rewards who's supporting the channel longer, or vids or something like that. But I'm going to get into that. Let me go to the shoe cam. Let me also do this. All right. This week, you see these clean, just taken out. The weather's nice out here in Toronto, so these can actually touch the streets. Not worried about any crazy dirt, mud, or rain. Let me know in the comments. You have to know what these are. Classics. You have to know what those are. Let me go back. And what fan requested also said, Vader, can you just put them on screen, put them nice and close? So these are them. I know they would look better if they were a smaller shoe. Stop. Don't diss my feet. All right, don't diss the feet. But classics, all right? I'm Vader Games TV. Let me shout out my peeps again. Mancunian Way, Martin, Big Morgan, Edison, Dennis, Daniel, Dudley. The list goes on. And you know what? There might be a bonus show this week. I'm going to keep you guys posted. All right? Please, if you're watching on the rerun, hit me up in the comments. I appreciate them all. If you're watching live, thank you for being here. I'm going to do my best to actually have the notifications a lot sooner, maybe a day before as opposed to hours before. But I respect everything that you guys all do with regards to the support of this channel. Oh, man. Yep. Boy, the Jordans. So thank you so much. I'm about to go scoop up my daughter from acro gymnastics. Love as always. You guys are the best. I will catch you guys next time, and tune into Twitter so you know what's next. I'm out.